Hello everybody and welcome back to this series on the nodes, Ketu and Rahu, through the Rasis, which most people know to be the signs. Now today we're going to be talking about Ketu's placement in Scorpio, whilst Rahu is in Taurus. Before we get into the day's discussion, just a reminder that if you would like a thorough look at the nodal axis in your horoscope, then you should schedule in either the intensive consultation or one of the coaching packages, which both contain a karmic analysis. Those can be scheduled through the link that you'll see above in this video or further down in the text, where you'll also see links to my webinar courses and my Vedic Astrology Academy. Okay, so when Ketu is in Scorpio, the individual with this placement is quite accustomed to the concept of needing to be emotionally strong within difficult situations. When the you-know-what hits the fan, these are the people that, learn how to rely on their instincts to know just the right thing to do in any particular situation. And to be quite fair, these people have usually been through their, fair share of difficulty, which has made them quite accustomed to dealing with hardship. And so through that, they've become conditioned to understand that the best approach to life is an approach where you go deeply within yourself to that reserve of strength, and you call upon that deep reserve of emotional strength in order to guide yourself through the situation so that you can come out the other side, right? And what ends up happening, though, is within that particular individual, there's also a need that is not being met. Because whenever you have one of the nodes in a Rashi that's ruled by Mars, there's going to be a deep, passionate hunger for something. So the individual with Ketu and Scorpio, they're good at surviving, right? They know that they can survive. They know that, when things are difficult, all they have to do is just be strong within themselves and things will work out well, right? But there's this one side of them that goes, but I don't want to keep being in survival mode all the time. I don't want to have to keep dealing with hardship. I, don't want to just be emotionally secure inside of myself in order to deal with the situation, because if I take a look at myself accurately, I'm not really emotionally secure, because there's a part of me that's dissatisfied. There's a part of me that's hungry for something that I'm not getting. There's a part of me that has desires that are going unfulfilled. Something else that happens with the Ketu and Scorpio position is you'll find quite often these people will try to make it so that having material things in their life or having a decent amount of money is considered something wrong to them. They tend to view money and material resources as something that's not spiritual. And whilst we should not have attachment to the things of the world, because it's very hard to have attachment to things in the world and equally have spiritual detachment, but at the same time, material resources are something that's put there by the universe, by God, or whatever it is that you want to call it. And to deny those things being in existence and to deny those things having worth is the same thing on a certain level as denying an aspect of God, right? It's just that people with this placement, because they've had to deal with harsh situations, because they've likely been in survival mode, many times, and they've had to really tap into their strength in order to deal with it, they try to make themselves feel okay at their needs going unfulfilled by somehow justifying that those other things that are provided through Taurus are somehow unworthy, okay? Now, when Rahu is in Taurus, the individual is needing to learn how to be okay with being materially secure, right? That it's okay to have things of value and it's okay to have things of worth in one's life, right? But equally, they're needing to keep that balance that they have from Ketu and Scorpio, which is this concept of going, but one should not become so overly comfortable to the extent that one, kind of becomes lazy and diminishes into a state of indolence and, tends to forget how to respond instinctually to the world. You need to have both of those things. You need to have good instincts, you need to have emotional strength, and you need to also be able to enjoy the material things that are in the world. Now, the Ketu and Scorpio mindset, because it's quite often in those situations where it's having to be, emotionally strong, it develops this hunger for the good things of life. But at the same time, it seems to feel that those good things of life are somehow not, able to be had, or they're somehow evil, or there's something wrong with them, right? So what that person is needing to learn is, you know what? You can make your life a whole lot easier, okay, by not being in survival mode all the time, right? By not having to just be emotionally strong. Instead, you can make your life a whole lot easier by allowing yourself to have material security, so that you don't continually have to rely upon your instincts, so that you don't continually have to be in survival mode. Make it easier on yourself to the extent of your capacity to set up your life in a way that's going to work more smoothly. Now, initially for this particular placement, that's a very difficult thing to do, because the stability that they're needing to acquire through Rahu and Taurus on a certain level is somehow hard to come by. So it becomes harder work on a certain level for them to attain this level of stability and security. But the reason it's becoming harder work is they're retreating back too far into that Ketu and Scorpio mode that thinks that everything has to be about survival and everything has to be difficult, and one always has to go about attaining those things which could otherwise come easily in a very passionate and intense manner. So the good things in life can come easily, but it takes time for the Ketu and Scorpio mindset to shift to that realization that it can somehow work out that way. As with any of the nodal placements, it's important for people to find a balance between those two placements. So you don't want to go completely into Rahu and Taurus, as I was saying earlier, to the extent that, you're so attached to material resources that you don't know how to adjust to things that come your way that might be difficult. But at the same time, you want to make your life easier so that you're not always in those difficult and intense situations. It's about finding the balance in life where you can approach life passionately, but easily make it so that you can enjoy your life at the same time. Because what's the use of being passionate about life if you can't also enjoy it? So that's going to do it for this look at Ketu's placement in Scorpio and Rahu's placement in Taurus. Again, if you'd like a deeper look at the nodal axis in your horoscope, you can do that through my services page linked above. Thanks a lot. Bye now.